Hi there, MarietteMartinez here, and I want to make you a video on how to prepare for tax time if you're using the bookkeeping feature in 17 Hats. First off, make sure that you've reviewed all of your data inside of 17 Hats for the tax year. Now, if, for example, you need to do some troubleshooting, you'll want to do that before you start looking at your reports. For example, let's say, I notice I see this $5,000 that came in, but this is the same $5,000 that got applied to this invoice here for $4,700 worth of income and $238 of sales tax. So that actually applies to this transaction here. What I would do is I'd click on this and say apply to an invoice. I want it to apply to this invoice here and save. What that's going to do, it's going to go ahead and remove that duplicate amount that was going to show two sales transactions. And instead now it went ahead and merged it into this one sales transaction. That is very important so that way you're not duplicating your sales and your income. You can also, of course, look at all of your income transactions and make sure those have been categorized correctly. Or if you need to, you can come back here and edit and recategorize. Lastly, don't forget, you can always come in here and even add receipts. Let's assume you've gone through all of your data and everything looks good. So now it's time to look at reports. Let's go ahead and take a look at reports. And of course, if you're focusing on tax time, you're going to be looking at the prior year. So you can click on Quick Select and you can click on Last Year. The profit and loss report will show you all of your income that you received last year and all of your expenses. Now, the expenses are going to be totaled first, and then they're going to be itemized under that. If you clicked on the itemized amount, it actually will go back and take you to a quick window, which is a transaction that came through your bookkeeping module. So then you can also click over here on Show Transactions, which will essentially open up the entire profit and loss report and see it in this more itemized way. But you're better off just clicking on High Transactions and seeing it here as a total. This is how you're going to go ahead and use this data to eventually transfer it over onto your business tax return. Another item that you can do here is you can export it into Excel, which is very cool. Once you export it into Excel, you can open up that report, and now that report is going to be a profit and loss in an Excel spreadsheet. This could be something you can even send over to your tax professional or use it to, again, transfer this information to a business return. For example, if you're a sole proprietorship, this would go onto your 1040 Schedule C. The other reports you want to keep an eye on, if you have sales taxes and you collect and remit sales taxes, you're going to want to make sure that you're looking at your sales tax report. And I'll also link to a video I did specifically on sales taxes, because I want to show you what it looks like when there's actually sales taxes on this report. In 2024, I had no sales taxes. But in 2025, I can clearly see here that I have some sales that I did worth of $4,862, and I needed to collect $243.10 with the state tax. And of course, whether it's on a monthly or a quarterly basis, I'm going to have to remit these taxes to the correct sales tax agency. So I do want to keep an eye on this sales tax report, and I want to look at this on not only an annual basis, but on a quarterly basis as well, because that's usually when sales taxes have to be paid. But depending on your state and locality, you may need to look at this on a monthly basis if you are collecting and remitting sales taxes on a monthly basis. You can also look at upcoming receivables if you have any upcoming receivables. You can look at age receivables, meaning that there are collectibles. Take a look on receivables and invoices that still need to be collected on. You can look at your client sales. You can see the income and invoices you received from each particular client. And you can go ahead and even look at that from a product or services perspective, meaning what are the product or services that you sell the most in your business. All of that can be found here under your reports area. Again, for tax time, keep an eye on those bookkeeping transactions, troubleshoot any transactions you need to, and then take advantage of the reports inside of 17 Hats. Hope that was helpful.